The Raptors have flown so far under the radar this offseason, it's not even funny. But once again, Masai Ujiri and company are building a very, very competent team up north. They bring in a really nice draft class with Mogbo. They bring in, Mogbo, Jacobe Walter, and Jamal Shed. They also have their big three from last year, and they bring in a couple of former lottery picks in Davion Mitchell and Ochai Agbaji to go with Barrett, Quickley, and Scottie Barnes, all of which are 25 or under, with RJ being 24. Scottie's the youngest at 23, and then Quickley is 25 years old. That is all their ages for next season. So, going into it, they're still going to be extremely young next year. They're still going to be a fun team to watch. Run and gun Jacobe Walter coming into the NBA after averaging 14.5 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, and 1.5 assists last year at Baylor. Now, the shooting splits, questionable. 34% from 3 on 6 attempts is not great, but he was definitely a volume shooter, and he can operate in the pick and roll, as you see there, finding the roll guy. Here he is running in transition. They shot the most threes in college basketball, or they were one of the teams with the most threes in college basketball, one of the best offenses, and Walter is a guy. Baylor, it seems like year after year they continue to produce first-round talent in the NBA draft. 6'5" with a 6'10" wingspan, so more than competent at that two-guard spot. He gives you great length with a +5 wingspan, and like we said, he can operate out of the pick and roll. Right here, he's just going to read PJ Hall. He stays too far under on the ball screen. Jack Clark doesn't quite get over, and it's an easy step in three. He's got really good mechanics, really good form, maybe a little bit flat, but I like it overall. Here he is once again, just abusing PJ Hall in the pick and roll. This was during Baylor's big comeback. Hall's going to overcommit over the top of the screen, and then Jack Clark just gets washed down, and that's an and one for Jacobe Walter. Big time play there. And then Jonathan Mogbo, their other young, post. They got him with the second pick of the second round. He's 6'8" with a 7'2" wingspan, so he's got a +6 wingspan. I'm telling you, Masai Ujiri has a type. This Raptors front office has a type. They've had it for years. He averaged 14.6 points per game last year at San Fran, 10.6 rebounds, 3.6 assists, 1.6 steals. The question is, where is he going to play? Because he averaged 0 3-point attempts last year, or on the season he had 0 3-point attempts. Now this was a very good backdoor pass, could have been an and one. He just catches the defense rotating and slips it behind, so he's got good passing skills, he's got good vision for a big, good ball skills. He can handle the ball, he can take it downhill and get to the rim, as we're about to see. And he's also a freakish athlete, one of the better athletes in this draft class. But here he is in that mid-post area against the blitz on the ball screen. He can take it and finish it with two hands. That's big time right there. Rolling to the rim once again for the lob up top. But once again, what is his position? Is he gonna be a Bam Adebayo? He looks like a quicker Bam Adebayo, but he's also an inch shorter than Bam. And obviously Bam is a all-world defender. That's another good pass right there, as you can see. Bam's an all-world defender. We'll see what happens with Mogbo. And then Jamal Shed is just a dog. Bringing him into Toronto is a perfect addition. Now, I think Gradey Dick is about to have a big time year. Coming off of a season where he averaged 8.5 points a game, 2.2 rebounds, 1.1 assists in 22 minutes a night, that doesn't tell the full story, because at the deadline, of course, the Raptors kind of blew it up. They traded Siakam, they traded OG, and then Gradey Dick got a little bit more PT. He shot 43% from the field, 37% from 3 as a rookie last year, and after the trades, he averaged 11.5 points per game, 3 rebounds on 45% shooting from the field, 39% from 3. So obviously a great sign there for the Raptors. Potentially they have one of the better shooters in the NBA being developed on their very own team. With that being said, make sure you hit the like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you are enjoying today's video at any point. As you can see here, a large majority of the people who watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. If that is you, go ahead and change that right now. We're also looking for about 200 likes on today's video, so if you could help us out with that, it'd be greatly appreciated as well. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get back to the video, looking at the big three with Emmanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett, and Scottie Barnes. 22 points a game, 6.4 rebounds, 4.1 assists in 32 games for the Raptors last year for RJ Barrett, who is just a really solid overall forward. He shot 55% from the field, 39% from 3 on 5.5 attempts. The best percentage on that high volume in his career. Not the best percentage of his career, but the best percentage on a decent amount of volume. He's obviously elite in transition as he gets downhill here. He beats 3 Warriors to the rim and a Trace Jackson Davis, who is following the play. If he can continue to knock down the 3-ball on a consistent basis, on a higher sample size, because remember, we only watched him play 39 games last year, or it was 33, excuse me. On a bigger sample size, if he can continue this type of efficiency, this type of production, I'm buying in on the RJ Barrett hype next year. I think he's going to be big time. Alongside of Quickley and Barnes, this should be a fun Raptors team to watch. 6'6" with a 6'10" wingspan, +4 on the wingspan category. Once again, something to watch there for the Raptors. That is what they love, is those long athletic wings. Then you bring in Emmanuel Quickley, probably the outlier to the long wingspan conversation, but he averaged about 19 points a game last year, 6.8 assists, 4.8 rebounds in 33 minutes north of the border. Of course, coming over from the Kings, where he had ridiculous advanced efficiency and splits. 42% from the field is not great, but 40% from 3 on 6 attempts, that is very, very good, very promising. If he can get that field goal percentage up just a couple of points, he's going to be looking like a really, really good young point guard. And remember, he's only 25. This is his first big starting role. Look at the pace. Look at the presence, the patience he plays with right here. I don't know what Santi Aldama is doing, but he just waits for the play to develop and knocks down the 3-ball. You can't go under a screen on him. Not sure what Marcus Smart's doing there. And then watch Scottie Barnes. Just finds him in transition, beats the... If you can get it reversed in transition, especially in the NBA, it is nearly unguardable. Schroeder once again finding Quickley. I low-key wish they would have brought back Schroeder or kept him around. I think he's a good veteran point guard for this team, but at the same time, you have a couple of other point guards like Shed. Then you have Scottie Barnes, 20 points a game, 8.2 rebounds, 6.1 assists last year, as well as a few steals and blocks per game. The big issue is he only shot 48% from the field and 34% from 3, but 6'7" with a ridiculous +8, 7'3" wingspan. Crazy stuff right there. Scottie is really a freak. Look how far his arms hang down on his legs, going past his knees easily, getting the and one right there. If he develops this right here, which is that mid-range jumper off the dribble, it's very slow, as you can see, but if he develops that, he is going to be tough next year, especially with how good he is on the defensive side of the ball. Look at him pushing in transition. He makes Jeremy Sohan commit to either himself or Gary Trent Jr. He commits to Scottie, and he kicks it out to Gary Trent Jr. for the 3-ball. I like that a lot. I think another guy in Toronto that I really like a lot is Ochai Agbaji, who I think can be a sleeper. People in the comments of the last video were kind of giving up on him, but he's 6'5" with a 6'10" wingspan, and he can shoot. At least he could at Kansas. Last year, it seems like he completely lost his jump shot, but I think he can be a very good wing in the modern NBA. 6.7 points a game, 3.3 rebounds, 1.3 attempts. I was high on him coming out of Kansas. On your head, Davis Bertans. 39% from the field, 22% from 3 in 29 games played last year. That is downright awful. He has good mechanics. Very good mechanics. Maybe a little bit flat, but as we saw at Kansas, he just needs that confidence. Confidence is such a huge thing in the game of basketball. I think Agbaji just needs some more confidence. I mean, look at this. Valanciunas isn't even going out. They're not even looking at him as a threat, and he knocks it down. Obviously, with the way Herb Jones looked back at the coaching staff, that was part of the game plan. And questionable there, because that was all net. I think Agbaji can do a lot of that next year if he just maintains that confidence. But yeah, shout out to Masai Ujiri and company for building this roster up. Didn't even get to talk about Jamal Shead or Davion Mitchell. Both are going to be big parts next year, I think. But with that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy at any point. And with all that being said, thanks so much for watching today's video.